Hey, I'm Charlie from Castle Cameras and welcome back to the channel. This week, Fujifilm invited us over to the big city where there's always something amazing to see wherever you turn. But Fujifilm had something bigger up their sleeves. Yeah. This is the all-new Fujifilm X-Half, a 1-inch vertical sensor camera that's turning heads for all the right reasons. And yes, this thing is really quite unique. Let's take a look around. Now, I'm not going to dive into all the specs on this camera, but let's just take a look at what we can see here. So from the back, we see two vertical screens. One will be your regular screen. When I say regular, I mean just for viewing back your images and the settings and things like that, but in a very unique vertical fashion. And the other one to the left side of it is for previewing or seeing, your film simulations, as well as some other information that pops up in there. We'll also notice that there's a still and video toggle switch, as well as a playback switch on there as well. You'll notice also to the left there's a circular viewfinder, very reminiscent to some other Fujifilm cameras. As we move around to the side, this is where we'll find our USB-C, and the port is just underneath one of these little flap covers, as well as our switch for our flash. The front of the camera hosts a very X100 style body to it, but it's a lot more compact. We've got a viewfinder window there, there's also a flash, and then you'll notice there's a fixed 10.8mm lens, which I believe is equivalent to a 32mm on a full frame. Looking down at the top of the camera, we can see now that X-Half logo. We can see the two microphones, the shoe accessory mount, we've got an exposure compensation dial, we also have the on-off switch, which is just above that, and then finally that analog styled lever. So we didn't get too long with the all new camera, but what we did do is get a chance to play about a little bit with the all new film mode. Now this isn't a film simulation mode, this is actually a mode where the camera will behave just like a film camera. So you get to pick between 3 different options of how many exposures you want to take. And then the whole kind of menu and the whole look of the camera will then change. And once you started that, you are locked in. So as you're taking your pictures, you have to wind up, you take a shot, you wind up, you take a shot, just as if it was kind of a film camera. And it keeps going until you've reached the designated amount. And there's a cool graphic system they've got going on here, which looks very, very retro. I really enjoyed it. And once you're finished, it will wind all the way back down, just how the old film cameras would have. And then you can send it to your phone using a designator, and this is an app that's designed specifically for this camera. It will give you kind of a whole contact sheet on there, and then you'll see one by one each one of your images slowly being developed, giving you that whole old school vintage film feel. We will dive deeper into the specs and details of this camera once we get it in our hands within our store, but let me just show you some of the images that we captured on the day. We think this camera looks very, very interesting, and it's a great push forward for Fujifilm right now, preserving those vintage feels and vibes. Fujifilm tell us they should be in stores around the 12th of June, so keep an eye out for it. If you want to place a pre-order or find more information, then head over to castlecameras.co.uk.